This country should have been a superpower. Just a century ago, Argentina was one of the richest countries in the world. Its economy was booming so fast that it was poised to challenge even the mighty United States. And you know what? A major reason behind Argentina's skyrocketing success was its picture-perfect geography. In the heart of Argentina lies the vast Pampas region, extending into neighboring Brazil and Uruguay. It's perhaps one of the most fertile areas globally, perfect for farming with its ideal climate, ample rainfall, and fertile soil. And up north, Argentina boasts an impressive network of rivers, including the mighty Parana and Uruguay rivers. These waterways don't just quench the thirst of crops and communities, they also power Argentina's electricity needs. But let's not forget about Argentina's natural defenses. Along its western border stands the majestic Andes Mountains, standing tall as a protective barrier. And to the east, the mighty Atlantic Ocean stretches along its 5,000-kilometer coastline, making it super easy for Argentina to stay connected to the global market. Did you know that every year, nearly 1 million tons of fish are caught along its shores, most of which are exported to other countries? But Argentina isn't just blessed with natural beauty, it's also sitting on a gold mine. Literally, it holds the world's third largest lithium reserves, 9th largest silver, 17th largest gold, 18th largest natural gas, and 32nd largest oil reserves. With all these advantages, it seemed natural for Argentina to rise as a global powerhouse. In fact, towards the end of the 19th century, its GDP surpassed that of Canada, Australia, and the UK. Some experts even predicted that America and Argentina would become the world's superpowers. However, fate took a different turn. Despite experiencing the world's fastest economic growth a century ago, Argentina has tragically become the biggest economic tragedy of South America. Nobel laureate Simon Kuznets once categorized economies into 4 types: developed, underdeveloped, Japan, and Argentina. Argentina, despite having all the potential for success, somehow hasn't quite made it to the top. On the flip side, Japan, despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, has managed to defy the odds and thrive. In the past 100 years, Argentina has gone bankrupt 9 times. In just 50 years, you could witness several economic booms and busts. And now it feels like Argentina is heading towards yet another massive economic crash, despite being one of the fastest growing economies in the world just 2 years ago. But right now, Argentina is facing a big problem called inflation. That means prices are going up really fast. Even basic things everyone needs are becoming too expensive for ordinary people. In fact, Argentina's currency has lost half of its value recently. People are getting more and more frustrated and worried. And the government is trying really hard to stop protests by making strict rules. So what's going on in Argentina? Why is a country with so many resources not becoming a superpower? And can Argentina avoid the upcoming economic crash? Well, this video has some big lessons for all of us, especially for economists and politicians. To understand why Argentina is in this mess, we need to go back about 100 years. Back then, Argentina was famous worldwide for its agriculture. While the world grappled with food shortages, Argentina stood tall, feeding countries with its bounty. This was such a profitable venture that even Europe's wealthiest started migrating there, bringing heaps of money to build infrastructure akin to Europe's because they wanted European-style facilities in Argentina. Argentina's infrastructure was booming, driving its economy forward. Buenos Aires, Argentina's capital, was being called the Paris of South America. Investing in Argentina's agricultural industry at that time was like investing in cryptocurrencies today. People were getting rich, but not everyone understood why. Argentina was also seen as a land of opportunities, much like America. But unlike America, where land was divided among farmers on merit, Argentina's land was already owned by a few rich families. This created a problem. With no competition, there was little innovation or business growth. When the Great Depression hit in 1929, Argentina, relying heavily on agricultural exports, suffered badly. However, with strong leadership, Argentina managed to stabilize its economy, becoming one of the most stable and fastest-growing economies in the world. But in 1946, when General Juan Domingo Perón took power, Argentina's economy collapsed due to its heavy reliance on exports. Then President Juan proposed a solution. He thought the best way to make Argentina self-sufficient was to cut off ties with the outside world. But while the world was moving towards globalization, Argentina went in the opposite direction. Export restrictions were put in place, and all institutions were nationalized. Now imagine this: big business owners and exporters started leaving Argentina. Even President Juan was ousted in a military coup in 1950. Despite that, Argentina continued on a socialist path, with heavy subsidies and salaries for its people. However, because of nationalization, only a few industries thrived while private businesses suffered. Investors left and the economy struggled. So what did the government do? They started borrowing money and printing more currency, but that led to inflation. When they borrowed from institutions like the IMF and World Bank, there were conditions like returning the loan with interest. To do that, the government had two options: either raise taxes or print more money. Both led to higher prices, which hit people hard. Argentina found itself stuck in a cycle of inflation and printing money. Political instability added to the problem. Every few years, the government changed. By the 1980s, Argentina's economic situation was dire. To divert attention, the military dictatorship attacked the Falkland Islands in 1982. It didn't end well, and Argentina went bankrupt. To deal with the default, the government started printing more money. But this led to hyperinflation. Daily necessities became unaffordable, sparking protests. The cycle was broken in 1990 when a new government pegged the Argentine peso to the dollar. This meant Argentina couldn't print money at will anymore. For the past 30 years, Argentina had been printing money to cover its expenses. This fix was a big deal. The only way out was to retake loans, so the government grabbed heavy loans from the IMF and kickstart the economy once more. To please voters, they launched affordable projects. In the short term, Argentina progressed. But every 3 to 5 years, when it was time to pay back loans, the economy crashed again. Every political party promises voters a dream, but when they come into power, they often find themselves short on funds to fulfill those promises. So they turn to organizations like the IMF for loans. Argentina has been stuck in this cycle for the past 2 decades. Economic highs followed by lows, all leading to a mountain of debt. It's like a roller coaster ride, isn't it? But how does Argentina break free? Firstly, they'll need to control spending, even if it means fewer salary hikes and benefits in the short term. Sacrifices will be necessary, but in the long run, they need to open up to global trade. Argentina has loads of natural resources, but hasn't used them properly. They need to change that and embrace new technologies in farming. However, they can't attract investments without political stability. Who would invest in a place where the future seems uncertain? So until Argentina sorts out its politics, attracting investments will be tough. Looking at the bigger picture, Argentina and America serve as examples of where long-term planning can lead. While America stands tall as the world's #1 economy, Argentina has stumbled despite once being on par. As we reflect on the challenges and opportunities ahead, one thing remains clear: the future of Argentina, like any nation, lies in the hands of its leaders and the choices they make today. What are your thoughts on the Argentinian economy? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, why not hit that subscribe button? We have plenty more captivating content on everything from fascinating economies to geopolitics. Thanks for watching.